Yo, 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 what is up, Internet? My name is Jeremy Schumacher. I'm a licensed marriage and family therapist. I'm the Jer in Wellness with Jer, and today we are going down the long and winding road of nostalgic music that takes us to the early 2000s, a strange time in music where post-grunge was trying to be in its feels while also being super fucking hardcore, and it gives us a lot of weird songs that dudes in their late 30s and early 40s listen to while they're going through divorces as if it will unstuck their emotional constipation. And I'm on a bit of a journey here. Thanks for joining me on the journey as we sort of draw some parallels between the emotional avoidance, the soundtrack of male emotional avoidance in the early 2000s, that gets us to sort of the present day manosphere bullshit that exists. It's fun, he said, trying to convince himself to keep recording these videos. No, actually, I like the idea of the point I'm making here, and I like having a series, and I don't like these songs. I don't like listening to them more than one time. That tiny bit of nostalgia that hits when you hear what some of these songs wanes quickly when you actually pay attention to the lyrics. So I guess I'm hoping you'll stick around and go on this journey with me, because I don't want to have these songs stuck in my head by myself. I have a nephew, and my older brother and I all send each other memes and various things. And it's sort of a game we play where one of us gets a Creed song stuck in our head. Then we have to get all of us to have a Creed song stuck in our head. And a Creed song's in this series of videos I'm putting together. For sure, we're going to get to one of the stranger, more popular Creed songs. But today we are doing Default, Wasting My Time. I did go back and find the Meantime podcast. I don't vouch for it or recommend it, other than the hosts have a couple funny clips that I've seen online talking about some of this butt rock, this divorced dad rock. They talk about singing stupid. One of the guys does a really good impression of a lot of the singers. So that video sort of crystallized what I wanted to do with this bit on divorced dad rock. So shout out to those guys. From the little bit I've seen, they seem talented and humorous when it comes to talking to music. I haven't listened to any of their other podcasts. I don't know what they're about. They seem Canadian. And a lot of these post-grunge rock bands are Canadian. If you know the big Canadian divorced dad rock band that we're obviously going to get to on this list too, very Canadian royalty even. But yeah, today we're doing Default, Canadian band. The more you know. So this is Wasting My Time by Default. Let's take a little break there. Okay. So I we're okay so far, right? In this song, nothing, nothing earth-shattering yet, but we set up the premise that like we're dealing with the relationship that has run its course. And yo, that happens. We need to definitely let go of this idea that the only good outcome for relationships is happily ever after, forever and ever, till death do us part. Like that, there simply is no data that backs up that that is a realistic outcome for most relationships, right? Dating relationships shouldn't be till death do us depart till death do us. Uh, we should be dating to find people who we relate well to or who relate well to us. That dating process is like, here's what we show up as in a relationship, here's who we need to relate to in a relationship. What are the dynamics? What does that look like? How does it work when we're talking to somebody across the country versus across town versus moving in together, right? Like that's learning about ourselves, learning about other people. All of that stuff is dynamic learning. The more we learn, the better we're going to partner off, the better we're going to find partners for us, the better we're going to attract the type of people that we need in a relationship, right? All that is a learning curve. None of those relationships are supposed to be long lasting. Those are supposed to be things we learn about ourselves. Hooray. So a natural conclusion. And then even once we partner off and we're in a long-term committed relationship, those don't have a high success rate either. The divorce rate in America is 70%, second marriage is 80%, third marriage is 90%, right? Like we just don't necessarily go through every phase of our life with another person all that well. That's actually a lot of work. And we get to the emotional barren wasteland that is like dad rock, right? Like that's what I'm doing with this whole series here is like the emotional intelligence and the emotional work to do some of this with another person when you can barely name what the emotions are that you're feeling doesn't bode particularly well, right? And part of the reason I'm so like cynical about some of this stuff, especially directed to dudes, is like I am a dude. Look at my lovely beard. So masculine of me, right? And I was raised like this, though. I was raised evangelical. I was raised fundamentalist. We don't talk about our feelings, spiritual bypassing. Again, just sort of like rub some dirt on it. Big sports family I grew up in. So the like religious stuff was like, we don't talk about feelings, let go and let God, pray, etc., etc. And then the sports side of it, my Midwestern sports family, very German heritage, like rub some dirt on it, you know, etc. Don't see other people let you be, don't let other people see you be emotional. Don't bother other people with your emotions, all that stuff. And I'm autistic, so like I also don't feel a lot of these emotions. I've sort of describe it as being like an alien anthropologist. I know how to identify the emotions based on the context surrounding it, but I don't necessarily those emotional responses aren't always elicited in me. Often watching like movies, my wife reaches over and like strokes my cheek to see if I'm crying, and it's a 100% success rate that I am not. Sometimes I'll cry by myself watching sports clips. I said sports clips to be less embarrassed by the reality. Like sometimes I'll cry watching wrestling highlights. Usually by myself. Braveheart made me cry once. Again, not with other people, by myself. I have feelings. They just come out differently than neurotypical people. All that is to say, like building the context and like, yes, I grew up in this exact setting. When this song came out, I was in the emotionally stunted, immature, not aware sort of masculinity of the time. And yeah, dudes, you can do better. Women who are with dudes who are like this, they can do better. Like, yeah, I'm a therapist, so I've had a lot of exposure to doing the work and helping other people do their work and learning from other people as I get to go on the journey with them. But also, like, there's nothing special about me. If anything, my upbringing and my brain neurotype make it less likely that I'd be good at this stuff. And so if I can do it, so can you, gentle millennial dudes who are bad at emotions. And Gen Z and Gen Alpha and younger people, like, again, we don't have to have bad role models of balding men who smoke cigars regularly and pretend like they get women when they don't know where the clit is. Like, we can have much better role models who also can do emotional intelligence. I'm soapboxing a bit, but yeah. So all the song is established. This is at the end. Let's not waste our time. Great title to a song, right? Let's not waste our time on this relationship that has run its course. Fine. I'm pretty on board, right? As I established, this is a natural outcome to relationships. Let's see what else we have to say about this.
Months went by with us pretending, when it all had turned from green to red. I took a chance and left you standing, lost the will to do this once again. Well, this is not for real, afraid to feel. I just hit the floor, don't ask for more. I wasted my time, I wasted my time. You can drop the feeling, there is no reason. Just make the call and take it all. I wasted my time, I wasted my time again.
So very sorry to interrupt the guitar solo. It's perhaps the only redeeming part of the song. Okay, so we've run our course. Let's stop wasting our time. I'm on board. We spent months pretending. When did our green light turn to red? Yeah, right. You already said it, right? It's course. Let's end it. And then we just get on this hamster wheel. This song is very off-putting the more I've listened to it, because it doesn't go anywhere. There is no progression, not just in the song time and place. This is how post-grunge music sounds, but also he just repeats himself, right? We spent months pretending. We're at the end of our relationship. It's run its course. It's even beyond, right? We've done it and done it again. It's too much. But at no point does he take any sort of accountability. At no point does he say, I'm ending this. We're done. It's over. He's, again, foisting it onto his partner. He's saying, why don't you agree with me so that we can call it quits? Let's make the call, right? I'm wasting my time. Great, bro, leave. Just go then. No reason to stay. I'm at my wit's ends, I think, is what he means by hit the floor, don't ask for more. But again, there's this hint, there's this vagueness that there are feelings available, and he can't get there. He's just saying, we're wasting our time. We're not going anywhere. It's run its course. He doesn't want to make the call, right? He's laying it out. He's doing sort of courtroom lawyer mode, I call it, where we're going facts and details. I don't mind that. As a therapist, I need some of that stuff. I need the context to know what we're talking about. I'm not with my couples all the time. So here's our context. What are our feelings? No feelings, just more context. And that doesn't give us anywhere to go. If you're done, then leave. No, you're not going to do that. You need her to make the call. Okay, weird. You don't. Just you can go. Bye. Just leave. And oh no, we're not. Why? We're wasting your time by staying. You can't name your emotions, so there's no growth. There's nowhere to go. This is such a dead end here. You're aware of it feeling like a dead end. Not that you can put that into words. You just acknowledge a vague feeling. And that's what so much of this music is, and I think that's what a lot of dudes are about lately. Is there's a thing there. We can't name it. We certainly don't know what to do with it. We don't have many tools in our toolkit to manage it, to resource ourselves differently. We just sort of feel it, and that frustrates us or makes us angry. Okay. So if we're wasting our time and we're aware of that, And then we're just going to barrel right through that awareness and do the same thing that has been wasting our time. And then we're going to complain about it wasting our time. And that's somehow perhaps like her fault. Just like grab your stuff and go, deuces. Right? We there's no context to the song. We don't know kids, a life built together. There's no emotional depth here. So it sounds to me like a dating relationship. We're breaking up. Like, yeah, let's call it and go. Cool. Doesn't need to be a big thing. Unless you're emotionally stunted and you need other people to make decisions for you, and you're with your partner because they remind you of your mom, and you need your mom to make your decisions for you because you're just a little boy still. And that's like mean of me, right? I'm being mean to men. I know. I'm a man, so again, it's sort of I hold them to a higher standard. But like, yeah, don't do this if you know it's time and there's not real hard circumstances to sort of navigate. Again, I do understand that people's lives become intertwined. I do understand raising kids and capitalistic hellhole that is our modern dystopia is like, yeah, there's reason to work on things. It's what my profession is all about. I'm a licensed marriage and family therapist. Keep some relationships together, but like by the sound of it, this one's easy to wrap it up. Cool, let's go. And at this point in my career, I'm 17 years into doing therapy. I think I am a little quicker to tell people like it is okay to leave, especially when there aren't those extra circumstances to stay. And again, it's not like I'm rushing them out on the second session. I tell clients all the time, you should know when you're ready to leave. You should know what your like can't go past point is. And like, I'll keep working on it as long as you keep telling me that's what you want to do. But for especially young couples and like people who don't have kids or like thinking about getting married, not really sure, I'm way quicker to be like, if it's this much work right now, what are we doing? So we're wasting our time. Whoa ho ho again. Guitar solo. I should put the lyrics back up. Guitar solo.
I see you waiting, look so lonely. I see you waiting. I see you waiting. Well, I said, not for real, afraid to feel. I just hit the floor, don't ask for more. I'm wasting my time. I'm wasting my time. You can't stop the feeling, there is no reason. Just make the call and take it all. I'm wasting my time. I'm wasting my will. This is not for real, afraid to feel. I just hit the floor, don't ask for more. I'm wasting my time. I'm wasting my time. You can't stop the feeling, there is no reason. Just make the call and take it all again. Whoa, again.
Man, I know I like don't like to review popular music because I find the lyrics to be so senselessly about nothing. Uh but for a song that's about wasting our time, we sure do like to repeat ourselves. Perhaps that's why your relationship didn't go anywhere. There's nowhere to go. Um the way he delivers like take it all is at the end feels a little more pointed where it's like, oh, you're mad that in ending it, you're somehow losing out. But again, like I'm really, 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 really reaching to get any sort of emotional awareness in this song. That isn't what it says. I'm really trying. Again, it like slows down and it gets quiet and it's introspective. Take away all the noise after that guitar solo. We really bring it down and listen as we're going to make our final point. See you waiting. You're lonesome. You're lonely. And then it crescendos again, and we make the same fucking argument we've made the whole entire song while doing nothing about it. If you're wasting your time with this person, then stop looking at them. Stop waiting for them. Why you care about them being lonesome and lonely? It sounds like you can't make a decision. Song is infuriating. Yeah. And like, I will say sometimes I get this in my office and it is frustrating. Like sometimes people come in and they know the relationship is done and therapy is sort of like a thing they need to check off their list before like really being done. And that's frustrating. I don't love my profession. I don't love my time being used for that. And I can also hold a lot of space for like, I understand that. That's not the work I like to do. I don't like to be the last box that gets checked. I really do like doing work that changes paradigms for people, that lets people shift their perspective on life, that lets them live in a different way. I enjoy work that really is meaningful. And again, sometimes exhausting every option before calling it quits is good, but like the repetition is tiresome for sure. I think in this song and in reality, like, I don't know, just call it quits. And again, I do think there's so much emotional labor in this song. That's not a concept I love. I'm using it here, but I'm going to put some asterisks around it right away to say what was a concept that was interesting and could create some open conversation and some new connections has really gone above and beyond to become one of those conversation killers. I just talked about this on my podcast. The pen is mightier than the Freud episode. If you want to go check that out on like therapy speak shouldn't end conversations. And I think emotional labor as a way to like expand and create mutual understanding between partners was really helpful. And now it's become like just a new thing that people keep track of, which I think is really unhelpful, especially because couples almost always come into therapy complaining about the same exact thing while not being able to see it from their partner's perspective. And so if you give them something to keep tabs on, it really isn't great. And the idea of like emotional labor is important because, yeah, like women out here parenting their grown-ass men partners while also parenting their kids, while also doing, you know, all their daily lunches and shit. Like, men, be better. We're certainly capable of it. So, yeah. This is one of those things where like that concept, emotional labor, came up and was useful to sort of just say like, look, bro, you're like complaining about the same thing over and over again, but you're not doing anything about it. You're see them waiting. You're focused on them. You keep looking at them to do a thing when like you just won't do it yourself. Like, that's on you then. That's on you. And so we have a song that is sort of kind of about breaking up, but it's also the subtle messaging of like it is a woman's responsibility to make the decisions, but also so we can blame her because we're not going to put her in charge. Right? America. I get that this is a Canadian rock band, but this is pretty much the only song that they really hit mainstream success with, which happens predominantly on the American music charts. Maybe they're the Paul Brants in Canada. That's a pretty deep cut on country music, and also understanding that music in different countries is different than America, because that is not a mainstream artist in America, but that is big time in Canada. I only know that because I just grew up listening to Christian and country music. Shania Twain, also Canadian country music. And like a little MAGA. What's like with Shania and Wayne Gretzky like being right wingers? I don't know that Shania's MAGA. I don't mean to besmirch the man. I feel like a woman lady, but she's not a feminist in her own words. So what are we doing, Canada? Stop giving us bangers and then having the people who sing them be not great people. A story of celebrity, for you, kind YouTube listener, just stop putting celebrities on a pedestal and we'd probably have a much better society. Understand that these people are pretty much only good at the thing that they're doing, which is either sports or singing or playing an instrument, and we should stop having them try to be also thought leaders, because that's generally not how they got to their level of celebrity, by being the smartest person in the room. How many dudes who play guitar real well do you know that were like academically gifted? So, maybe we should have like thought leaders be other people than the people who sing the songs real pretty. Just an idea. Just throwing it out there as an idea. We could stop putting celebrities on pedestals, and then we wouldn't be disappointed when they're obviously deeply flawed. So, yeah. Not that I think a ton of people have like default on a pedestal. I don't know. But again, maybe in Canadian households, it's Gretzky on one wall and default and Nickelback posters on the other. I don't know. I'm not sure what goes on in Canadian households. All right. So I was pretty on the nose about wasting our time. A song about nothing, repeating itself about how nothingness it is about. Cool. If you're ready to break up, just do it. There's other people out there. You learn something about yourself. Go team. Let's see. I think I have 8 episodes charted out. This is volume 3. We're going to do volume 7. Volume 8 is just going to sort of be a wrap up. I don't know that I'll do a song. But you heard, if you were listening, you heard a Creed song. It's coming up. And the only other heavyweight contender, I think, for divorced dad rock champion is Nickelback. So those are lined up. We're going to have a woman's voice soon. We're going to have a song sung by a lady that's also incredibly emotionally vapid from this time in our musical history. So that'll be fun. That's also coming up if you want to tease your brain a little bit and see what that is. I think we're going to have one more angsty man song before that, though. And then we'll get to the heavy hitters, which I'm excited for. There's a little bit more meat for me on those songs. Not to analyze. They're not good songs. Just there's more things for me to complain about and make fun of. So make sure you tune in for the ongoing journey of divorced dad rock, the soundtrack of emotional avoidance. Like, subscribe, do all those YouTube-y things. Send this to your friends who are divorced, or from your Facebook friends you've not seen in ages, but who really liked this song growing up and thought it was deep. Take care of yourself. Take care of somebody else. Peace.